Hello, Sean. Got a later stream today? Yep. I was just kind of bored. I was like, you know, I could inevitably just do nothing for the rest of my evening, but I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep at like 9:30. So like, let me just actually like stay up a little bit. And what am I gonna do? I was like, I could stream. Like, I'm not gonna stream a rando race. I don't really. I'm playing less and less rando right now to start 2026. I don't think. Have I done? I think I've done one rando seed so far this year. That sounds right. And so that opens up the opportunity for me to play other games. And like I've got my list of games that I'm trying to play, and this is what we start with. So we will play Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Full disclosure, I have not played this game at all. I know nothing about the cases, about like this is an actual new game for me. The first Ace Attorney game I had played like years and years ago when it was out on the DS, and I remembered very little of it, as noted by my playthrough. When I was like, especially once I got past like case 2, like after case 2, I was really like, I don't remember none of this. I got nothing on this game. The one thing I know about this game is that Edgeworth's dad is in some way, shape, or form involved. So there is a throwback case at some point, and I think you play as Edgeworth's dad, or he's just involved. The point is, at some point, there is going to be a Gregory Edgeworth appearance. I just have no idea when. Like that's what I know about this game. The silhouette has a comically large arm. I mean, they got to do what they can. You've done 5 rando seeds so far and 15 plus NMG runs. Pichu, you could probably beat me at NMG at this point. I'll give it another minute or so, mainly because I like this intro music, and then we'll get started. First world problems. Not playing the game because you're enjoying the music. What is my PB? Do I even have those splits saved? No, there's no way I'd have the split saved because I've never actually done a run on this computer. I'll do a quick check and open my live split, see if for whatever reason that exists in any way, shape, or form. I don't even know how to open fucking my NFG. I don't even know how to do that. So who knows? I at one point had a 136, and that's what I know. NMG is no major glitches. It's it's the most common category of the normal speedrun of A Link to the Past. It's like not rando, just you're actually playing A Link to the Past and you're speedrunning it, and you're playing the category no major glitches. It's probably been 5 years since I've done an NMG run, and I never liked it, even when I was doing it. And by was doing it, I mean I've done like 6 or 7 runs ever. Alright. Turnabout trigger. You PB'd me 3 times this week? Yo, hell yeah. Yo, we're back on a plane. Why are we landing on Gourd Lake? No. Yo, it's a lion. Call the prosecutor's office. Get Miles Edgeworth here right away. Fuck the police. We don't need no stinking police. We're just gonna bring in the prosecutor right away. Gourd Lake. Why are we at Gourd Lake? Spectator area. Aw, shit. The news must be halfway around the world already. Oh, Gumshoe's here. After all, it's not every day an attempt is made on the life of a nation's president. Did the dude just, like, walk off the plane and immediately start speaking? My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor. I came as soon as I got the call. The moment the phone rang, I knew it was serious. Of course you did, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Gumshoe, we know it's you. You don't need to question mark us, game. Thank goodness you're here, sir. We all know that this is Gumshoe. This is Dick Gumshoe, a detective with the local precinct. He's the one usually assigned to my cases. How is the president, detective? We still don't know, Mr. Edgeworth. That seems problematic. The medics just boarded the plane a few minutes ago. I see. I hope he's alright. And then I suppose you'd better show me the scene of the crime instead. Right away, sir. Hey, I said hey. Yeah, you, Ruffles. That's kid. Who's that? You're the prosecutor in charge of this here case, ain't ya? Want to give me your first impressions? Anything strike y'all as odd? No comment. Detective Gumshoe, with me. Come on now, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't be like that. Mr. Edgeworth, wait for me. Now, Detective, I'll need the facts of the case, in as much detail as you can give me. Well, the scene was right here at Gourd Lake, as you already know. Wow, this dude is jacked. Holy shit, this guy works out. Like, even his suit works out. Jesus Christ. A bunch of people were gathered to welcome the president of Zhangfa. Di Jun Wang. Yes, I read about his visit. It's been all over the news for days now. Newspaper clipping jotted down in my organizer. We have stuff. Proof of my profession. Let's go. Each prosecutor's badge is engraved with the number of its owner on the back. Numbers, as if we're not human on the inside like everyone else. This badge is designed and said to reflect the relentlessness and discipline of law enforcement. It comes from the authority vested in us as strict protectors of the law and executors of sentences, much like harsh winter frosts and blazing summer days. To wear it is to identify oneself as a prosecutor, but I have no interest in doing so. Mercurial News, Evening Edition. President of Zhengfa to visit. Homicide detective. Current president. Alright. It was raining until just before he landed. Luckily it let up and he went on stage as planned. And then, smack dab in the middle of his speech, bang! A gun goes off and everybody runs for cover, terrified for their lives, apparently. Apparently. Truth is, I only just showed up myself. I don't know a whole lot more than you do, sir. You were summoned on short notice as well. Sure was, right in the middle of my day off. I was at the office, taking advantage of peace and quiet to prepare for my next case. And then the boss himself calls you to the scene. Never a dull moment, huh, Edgeworth? The boss? Yeah, Chief Prosecutor was right here in the park. Saw the whole thing. First chance he got, he yelled at the top of his lungs. Get me Edgeworth right away. He's the only man for the job. Something like that. I see. Oh, they cordoned the perimeter of the park off as soon as it happened. You'll be happy to know. So our would-be assassin is still here somewhere. Good. Why is that good? Hello, I am assassin. I hear shoot. Now all you gotta do is find them in the middle of that crowd before they strike again. You're right, we don't know what else our culprit might be planning. These people are in danger. We don't have a moment to lose! Let's begin with the basics. And search every inch of the crime scene for clues, no matter how insignificant they may seem. Precisely. The president was shot at, which means a gun was involved. That's our first clue. Logic! Alright, duly noted. Detective Gumshoe, how exactly was the security details surrounding the president's speech organized? Well, sir, our officers were mainly focused on securing the perimeter of the park. The president's people took charge of the rest. He has his own team of bodyguards. See those guys over there? Maybe we should ask them a few questions. They're the same person. Literally. If I want to talk to them, I'll need to walk over and press A. So the president's bodyguards are over there. Ah, so they are. I should walk up to the bodyguards and press A to talk to them. I am not interested. I apparently have nothing else I'm allowed to do except talk to the damn bodyguards. Do y'all see that steel samurai that is in the water? Poor steel samurai. Can I help you? You're one of the president's bodyguards, correct? Could you tell me how the security detail was arranged during the speech? 2 of our senior operatives were attached to the president. The rest secured the stage. This isn't our first rodeo. Anything suspicious in the crowd, and we would have spotted it right away. You didn't spot the gun! I see. So the president's security was tightly orchestrated for the duration of his speech. Let's investigate further. We should speak with other witnesses and continue to look over the crime scene. We can't afford to leave any stone unturned. So that's how y'all go about it, huh? Sure is something, seeing the pros at work. Who the hell is this person? Care to share a little about what happens to that information once you've got a hold of it? Bystanders. This one seems persistent. I can't afford to get distracted. Hey, Ruffles, I asked you a question, dang it. What happens next? Well, we put all the information together and try to find connections, right, sir? Detective! Don't be so hard on the poor guy. So, connections, you say? And what next? Well, I guess you'd say we'd connect the dots. Connect one piece of information to another. Edgeworth is about to strike this man down right here in front of everybody. It's Mr. Edgeworth's forte. He's a logic master. I can view what information I have with left bumper and connect them with Y. I should try it now. Just a quick press of LB and we'll be off down the path of logic. It's only as if I have 2 things to connect. Man, if this is wrong, we're gonna have issues. Despite the president's tight security, the perpetrators still managed to carry out their attack, completely undetected by a contingent of highly trained bodyguards, no less. No mean feat. This would have taken some serious planning. In other words, the assassination attempt was almost certainly premeditated. That's the stuff, Mr. Edgeworth. The old logic never fails, huh? Indeed. All I need to do is find the right clues, then make the right connections between them. Make the wrong connections, however, and will only wind up further from the truth. Which means I must make well-reasoned connections if I intend to draw logical conclusions. Aw, snap. Gourd Lake, Lakeside Stage. Let's get this investigation started. Time to examine anything that looks suspicious. To examine things, I simply need to walk up to them and press A. And if I wish to speak with the detective, I should use Y. There's a bright red balloon bobbing on the surface of the lake. Reminds me of sending balloon letters back when I was a kid. What? You write a letter, see, then you tie it to a balloon and send it floating off to see if someone writes back. It's quite an ingenious idea, and did anybody write back? This game is using a lot of all caps early on. No. You kind of need a balloon that actually floats first. That's where your plan fell apart? I found anything of note, officer. No, sir, not a thing. No fingerprints, no footprints, nothing. That is to say, none that stands out, sir. Not after everybody touched and walked all over everything. Detective Gumshoe, did he sound pleased about having no evidence catalog? I'll, speak to his commanding officer about it, sir. Salary review's coming up soon and all. All caps are important, it's true. What is the officer here taking pictures of, detective? Well, the wicked will be crushed beneath the righteous hammer of justice. Looks like he's reading off of these papers here, Mr. Edgeworth. Pro speech tip number 3 is speak slowly and confidently to win your audience around. Hey, this is good stuff. Better get a shot of this one too. Instead of focusing on that speech, how about you focus on your work instead, officer? I apparently can't examine the papers on the ground. Is the president okay? We're not at liberty to share that information with local law enforcement. What did you just say to him? You let us on that plane, pal, or you might just regret it. Sorry, can't let you do that. No one respects the badge anymore. I suppose this is something of an international incident. All the more reason to find the killer as soon as we can. No, the Steel Samurai! No! It's the Steel Samurai! I was surprised as you, sir, but there's no mistaking it. It's the Steel Samurai! The Steel Samurai, a warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo. It's a popular TV show. Yes it is. Old, young, it doesn't matter. It truly has something for everyone. Beats me why they never had a Steel Samurai balloon at a welcome party for a foreign president. It is a little odd, although now that I think about it, what better hero to represent our nation? I mean, the last game had a whole damn embassy revolving around the Steel Samurai, so like, clearly the Steel Samurai is like an international icon. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. That wasn't his catchphrase in the last game. Breaks your heart, don't it? It does. What villainy could have befallen him? Witnesses said he popped right about when the gun went off. Which would strongly suggest that a bullet struck the balloon. Looks like we got a case of cold-blooded samurai murder on our hands. This is sacrilege. I won't rest until the culprit has been apprehended. Detective, we cannot let this vile assassin escape. Wow, this game is very, like, not serious. We won't, sir. You can count on it. This first case is very not serious. Steal samurai balloon data, jotted down in my organizer. These flowers are in full bloom. They look exotic, but I don't know the species. My favorite flowers are maybe roses? Yeah, roses and lilies. Roses make me think of weddings. Ah, the romance. And lilies, well, that's funerals, I guess. Sad, but part of life, you know. It's no coincidence that both types of occasions tend to feature a free buffet, I imagine. Come on, sir. That's not fair. Good job. Alright, before we go to the flag, is there anything else? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, so let's go to the flag and the obvious hole in the flag. Boop. It's the flag of Zhengfa. The key motif is a blazing red phoenix. Wait, what's this? Something the matter, sir? You don't see it, detective? There's something unusual about this flag. Compare it with the one on the other side of the stage, if you will. Oh, that's a beauty right there. Just look at it, flapping in the wind. It's immaculate. Exactly, which is how a flag should look. And yet here we see quite a different picture. One thing in particular stands out, don't you think? This is a very wordy way of saying there's a hole in the flag. Right, of course. I give up. Come on, spill the beans. You can lead a horse to water. I'll just have to move the cursor to the problematic spot and highlight the difference with Y.
Take that!
Look closely. Do you see the hole? Whoa, look at that. You're right, sir. And note the burn marks around the edges. That's a bullet hole. There's no mistaking it. A bullet hole? So you're saying a bullet went through this flag? I think I've gathered enough information for the moment. Time to put the pieces together and see what we can figure out. Logic! There's a bullet hole in the flag, and it seems highly likely the balloon was popped by a bullet too. Which means 2 shots were fired, right, sir? Possibly even 3. The president was shot at as well, remember? Equally, the hole in the flag and the hole of the balloon could have been made by the same bullet. What we need to know is how many gunshots there were. Yay! Alright, on with the She's still here. Ruffles! Ruffles! Y'all figured something out, huh? Care to share? Who exactly is she? And why does she keep shouting at us? Rubbernecker, I guess. Seems pretty interested in the case, holy shit. Come on, give me something here. We do need to speak with some witnesses to find out how many gunshots there were. Fine, let's see if she can tell us anything. There y'all are. Tabby Lloyd, at your service. Good name. I'm looking into the case for, well, just for me right now, but... Looking into the case? Miss Lloyd, was it? Miss Lloyd, there's something I'd like to ask you. Well, what can you tell me? Any exclusive details you want to share? How about the perp? Have they made any demands? Edgeworth is not having any of her shit. What about them ruffles? Where does a feller buy a crevasse like that?
Hold it!
Will you be quiet for a moment? I'll be asking the questions here. Dang. And here I thought I could get me something juicy for my piece. I need to know about the shooting. Can you tell me how many gunshots you heard? Why, I most certainly cannot. I beg your pardon? You can't just be handing out leads for free. That stuff's my livelihood. Oh, come on. Don't hold out on us. We all gotta share sometimes. Me? Hold out on you? Well, if y'all are gonna be like that, I'll be moving right along. Goodbye. Wait. Wait for exactly what, huh? Huh? If you got nothing for me, I'm gone. We're fresh out of moves here. Out of moves, I wouldn't be so sure. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? As you know, Detective, I like to play a little chess. And what does one do in chess when an opponent adopts a defensive position? Why, the board offers any number of options, but some are more effective than others. Sorry, sir, but this is all going way over my head. Same, dude. No matter how impenetrable an opponent's defense may seem, it can always be overcome. Watch and learn, Detective, as I shatter my opponent's resolve with the power of words. When attempting to draw out an entrenched opponent, one must employ certain tactics. What are we doing? Let us picture the board and see if we can anticipate our adversary's next move. What the... What are we doing? Oh god. Oh no, what is this? Oh no. Am I actually about to do something chess? Oh shit. Now we must analyze the state of play. Y'all ain't getting nothing out of me, not until you give me something in return. My opponent has dug herself in deep. Her defenses won't be easily broken. But I can't afford to try her patience by taking too long to plot my next move. In other words, I must be conscious not just of my strategy, but also of the passing of time. I have a time limit?! Fuck me. That said, I can't afford to waste words either. In fact, it can pay dividends not to. If my opponent gets too agitated... If you're fixing to ask me something, will you danged well ask it already? I may be able to gain a technical advantage by calmly biding my time. Then, when I see a crack in my opponent's armor, I pounce. I should begin by finding out what it is that she does. Alright, time to make my opening gambit. Y'all, I don't play chess. Mind chess commence. Why don't you begin by telling me about what it is that you do? Sure, or I could totally not do that. Think I don't know when to keep my mouth shut? That's my job. Is it now? So you do something you won't or can't tell anybody about. Shut up, and I ain't no lawbreaker. That's what you're insinuating. What do I do? What do I do? I'm a law-abiding, everyday citizen, and you got no reason to say otherwise. Forgive me, I meant nothing by it. If it's something you can't tell me about, I imagine it must be a very important work indeed. Huh? Well, sure, I guess. Leastways, it will be once I bag my first big scoop. What? Heh. I see. It's a scoop you're after. So you're a journalist, is that correct? I could have fucking told you that! Dang. Sure, I'm your friendly neighborhood reporter. The hungriest cub on the beat. Good job. That's the mystery of what she does for a living solved. Perhaps our hungry young cub has gathered information vital to the case. Let's make that our next line of inquiry. Oh, my health is back. With the opening moves concluded, the mid-game approaches. Y'all, I'm learning so much about chess today. What else does she have to tell us? Find out what she knows. At the time of the incident, were you present at the scene of the crime? Come on now, Ruffles. You ain't gonna give little old Tabby something first? Absolutely not. Then I ain't giving you nothing either. You think I'm a sucker? Think again. Hand it over, you're under arrest. I mean, this isn't the right one, but I have to choose it. Don't you see? There's nowhere left to hide. I'm not really sure what you're getting at here, Ruffles. Curses? Should have picked my words more wisely. I should lose more health. Okay. It's more effective to bide my time the more agitated or upset my opponent seems. And when they're vulnerable, that's the time to go on the verbal offensive. You just said that out loud. Oh, we started over. Jesus. Okay, yep. Alright, so we're biding the time. Come on, this is my career we're talking about here. You gotta give me something. Sadly, the more you know, the more you might find yourself in danger. I ain't scared. I'm a pro. It takes more than the sound of a little gunfire to faze me. You heard gunfire, did you? Heh. Maybe a pro, as you put it, but I'd say you're still a little wet behind the ears. You say you heard gunfire, which proves you were here at the time of the crime. Therefore, you must have seen something. Double dang! Fine, I was here. I saw it. Came to report on the big speech. Roundup report on a shooting. And you won't get no more out of me than that. I'm done with your tricks, Ruffles. She came to report on the event. She must have made a record of some kind. A record I would very much like to get my hands on. This is quite the clue as to where to take the conversation next. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, we already asked the bottom one. You're a reporter, which means you must have been making a record of some kind. You got more questions? You gotta give me something first. That's the deal. I am not in the habit of making deals. Now tell me what I need to know. Sorry, Ruffles, can't help you. Time to deploy my clue. What? What? No self-respecting reporter would leave the house without means of putting things on the record. So tell me, Miss Lloyd, where is yours? Of course I made a record. I told you, I'm a pro. Dang near wore my shoes out running around on this one. Which is why I'm not about to just hand it over to the first person who asks me. I'm not just anyone, young lady. I'm the prosecutor in charge of this case. Don't you young lady me. You ain't getting it, no matter how many times you ask. I'll young lady you as many times as I like. Hell yeah. You understand, don't you, Ruffles? It ain't nothing personal. I understand that your job is a difficult one. You do? Well, ain't that sweet. And in such a competitive field, you must sometimes doubt that you'll ever succeed. Nah, I'll go plenty far. I'm sure of it. Yeah. Just as long as I got my trusty tape recorder, I'll always be ready to nab me a scoop. Play me that tape. Oh, the music ended. I think we did something right. Intriguing. A young reporter hungry for success. So dedicated to her craft that to leave such an important event unrecorded would be unthinkable. And indeed, she did not. She committed the entire event to tape. Ah, dang it, dang it, dang it. This is my scoop you're messing with, my big break. Fine, sure, I recorded the whole darn thing. It's alright here, you got me, okay? Checkmate. We win! GG's. You're something else, Ruffles. Just trying to be all strong and silent, but you had me singing like a canary. Never mind that. Now play us the tape. It should finally tell us how many shots were fired. Fine, you can hear it, but I got conditions. You played me like a fiddle, Ruffles. Only the chief ever played me so good. So you gotta agree to be chief number 2 and be a mentor to a rising star, aka me. Chief number 2, huh? Kinda like a second parent. That's a big responsibility, sir. And one more thing. I want exclusive reporting rights for the first 24 hours. Come on, you gotta say yes. What kind of mentor wouldn't give his star pupil the exclusive, huh? She's a difficult woman to refuse, and I need to hear that recording. 24 hours is more than I can promise, but the story is yours until the case is solved. And the job of Chief Number 2? I think not. Yeah, you're no fun, but I guess a girl can't have everything. All for the sake of the scoop, huh? Alright, you got yourself a deal. I got exclusive access starting right this second, Ruffles. Good. Then our first order of business is to listen to that tape. Work a shack! Honored friends and allies, I am here today to deliver a message. The odious criminals that dogged my beloved nation are no more. The president's speech. Work a shack! The president passionately addresses the assembled crowd, as if trying to shake off the reports of his declining popularity by sheer force of will. There's me! Can't beat a little live commentary to set the scene. The meeting is scheduled for just after the speech, correct? He seems pretty pleased to be able to put the whole Yatagarasu situation behind him. As well he should be. This is a great day for all of us. Whose voices are these? Oh, there were these two old guys standing right in front of me. They were whispering away to each other the whole darn time. I know their voices from somewhere. Wait, the part where the gun goes off is right after this. Work a shack! The president thrusts his fist into the air as the excitement reaches fever pitch. The battle against evil rages on. Here today, I make you this solemn promise. We shall crush the wicked with the righteous hammer of justice. What the— ah! Shirk, hiss. Miss Lloyd's tape data jotted down in my organizer. So, 2 shots were fired. Yep, and that tells us something? Something very important indeed. It allows us to deduce the trajectory of one of our bullets. 2 shots fired, 1 hit the president, which means the other must have passed through both the flag and the balloon in that order. Which, as you can see, allows us to deduce the position of our shooter. The only possible place from which a balloon could have been fired through the flag and into the balloon is over here! Whatever.
Take that!
Drawing a line between the flag and the balloon, it gives us the trajectory of one of our bullets, and places our shooter on the left-hand side of the spectator area. You're a genius, Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, I'll need to examine the left side of the spectator area. Roger that, sir. So you need me to clear all those people out of the way, I guess. I do. And what evidence remains to be found may already be deteriorating. So I'll need you to be quick about it. Yes, sir. Chief! Hey, I'm talking to you, Chief! I suppose you mean me, Miss Lloyd? Sure do. You gotta let me help out. This stuff's my forte. I'm the best crowd herder you ever did see. I'll prod, pummel, and push them wherever you like. A very kind offer, but I think a less hands-on approach might be preferable. Also, about this chief business. I am nobody's chief. Whatever you say, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Your wish is my command. Aww, she actually called him by his name. I somehow doubt that. Don't worry, everybody to the right is still there. Here you go, sir. It's all ready for you. Miss Lloyd here cleared everybody out, just like that. You should have seen it. Oh, you ain't seen nothing. The chief, my other chief, that is, she sends him running twice as quick. She sounds like quite a formidable character. Perhaps I should go easier on the poor girl. Thank you, but you really shouldn't have, all that running around. Your clothes are covered in mud. Allow me to pay for the cleaning. It's the least I can do. Huh? You mean my jacket? Oh, don't you be worrying your pretty little head about that. It's reversible. All I gotta do is switch it around and alakazam! No more dirt. That is not how that works. On the outside, perhaps, but you still have something of a problem with the inside. We're ready to get back into the investigation whenever you are, sir. The crowd has trampled the entire area. Be lucky to find any traces of our shooter at all. Oh no! It's Pain! It's the man himself. Well, this is quite the situation, wouldn't you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Who is he again? It's Payne, Mr. Edgeworth. Winston Payne. We worked together at the prosecutor's office. He's a prosecutor? What brings you here today, Mr. Payne? Heh. What indeed? Why, only the invitation of the chief prosecutor himself. His voice. I recognize it from the tape recording. Oh. Was he one of the men who was standing in front of Miss Lloyd? Where is the chief prosecutor? Are we about to is this about to be the Winston Payne becomes a murderer arc? Are we about to accuse Winston Payne of a crime? He had to leave, I'm afraid. He's a busy man. They let him, and only him, out through the cordon. So he had me someone on short notice and left before I even showed up? Rude. That's what I say. You're with one of the news channels. Yep. Can I help you? You must have footage of the event. Do you mind if I take a look? Ah, wish I could help you, but that might be a little tricky. And why is that, huh, pal? You got a problem with doing your civic duty or something? No, it's just that my camera was knocked over in all the panic, and now I can't get it to work. That footage would have helped immensely. Gah, just our luck. Ha 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 ha! What the? You look like you need a little help, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this the return of Kay? I know that voice. Yeah! It's Kay Faraday. I like how it's windy for just her. Kay. Why does she run all the way around like that? Honestly, I leave you alone for 2 seconds, but don't worry, your hero's here to save the day. That's right, the one, the only Kay Faraday. Hero? Only you would give yourself a title like that. So you're not a great thief anymore? Not right now, but it's not like I quit. I'm just on sabbatical. I'm taking time out for some intensive training. Being the second Yatagarasu doesn't come easy. Kay helped me out on a few occasions about 2 weeks ago when I was working on a case. Wow, there's only like 2 weeks between the end of this game and the next one? Interesting. The case of the Yatagarasu, a mysterious thief who seemed to appear and disappear at will, and who claimed to only steal the truth. She called herself the second Yatagarasu, the successor to the so-called Great Thief. There's not a lock I can't open or a trap I can't escape. When it comes to stealing, well, I'm still in training, but I'll get there soon enough. What are you doing here, Kay? What do you think I'm doing? I've been enjoying the festivities, of course. I suppose she did mention being fond of such things. And afterwards, I was thinking of dropping by your office to see you guys, but now I don't have to. Good to see you, kiddo. You're as bright and breezy as ever. Hey, Gummy, how you been? You're looking pretty full of beans yourself. It's okay. Are you really here to save the day? Yep, prepare for your jaw to hit the floor. Your best pal in the world here only went and took pictures of the whole shebang. Did you now? Then you'd better show them to me. Wow, your jar didn't even drop an inch. What's a girl gotta do to impress you, huh? I know, right? Mr. Prosecutor here is about as much fun as a danged toothache. Won't even let me call him Chief. But I'm forgetting my manners. Tabby Lloyd, ace reporter, at your service. It's an ace! Nice to meet you, Tabby. You're right, he's no fun at all. This one time, You two can chat later, okay? Can I see those pictures? Boo. Fine, here. Bro got shot in the head. What the hell? I took this one right when the gun went off. There's total chaos. People running everywhere. Can I comment on the security guard on the left and that flat top of head? The president and his 2 bodyguards. What's that? Thank you indeed, Kay. I think you've provided us with a vital clue. How-wee! Your eyes just lit up like a pair of danged Christmas trees. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, care to tell the readers what you've spotted? A contradiction. Huh? A what now? I don't see nothing strange. Allow me to show you. This picture shows the moment of the incident, but another piece of evidence shows something different. I don't... need to highlight the point of contradiction, and then employ my powers of deduction. First, to find the contradiction in the photograph. Huh? I mean, let's start... Oh, I didn't even get to present it. I moved up and it was like, boom. Yes, that's it. I'll simply press Y to make my deduction. Why are we're focused on the fucking eyeball. Now, present the evidence that proves the contradiction. He doesn't have a red dot.
Eureka!
Look wait, is that really what it is? Look closely at the picture of the president in this newspaper clipping, if you would, Miss Lloyd. Now look at Kay's photograph. Compare the two carefully. Huh? What am I looking for here? We'll all be. Zelga! Zelga with the raid. Hello, Zelga. We just be starting case 2 or case 1 of game numero dos. This game already feels a lot more silly than the first one, but I hope you're doing well. Hope the I'm assuming you were playing the ladder cross keys. Hope that went well. Well, I'll be. Indeed, there's something on the president's forehead, something that wasn't there in the other picture. What is that? Some kind of birthmark? Yeah, guy's got a big red birthmark right in the middle of his forehead. Could have gone much worse. Please avoid extraterritorial rights arguments. Okay. I highly doubt a birthmark just sprang up there since the other picture was taken. Did you get bitten by a bug then, maybe? Yeah, that's it. That right there is a big old bug bite. And here I thought it was something important. That look on your face. You should know that the road to the truth is paved with just such seemingly trivial details. Oh, again with the face. Alright. Duly noted, Chief. Case photograph data jotted down in my organizer. Yeah! Look, it's Winston Payne. Trash can. You gotta pick through that trash can yourself? A prosecutor's life ain't easy, huh? Detective Gumshoe. Right away, sir. Aw, it's Gumshoe's music. The faithful detective scrabbles through the garbage as the prosecutor looks on, his hands unblemished. Let's see now. Come to Papa, little treasures. Is he enjoying himself? Bingo! A popsicle stick. Gotta love the jokes they put on these. Detective! Sorry, sir. Relevant evidence. Relevant evidence. Huh? Think we got something. Good work, detective. Let's take a closer look, shall we? By examining a piece of evidence from all angles, we can uncover hidden details. We sure can. Just tell me which way you want it, sir. We can rotate the item with right stick. If you want, I can move it closer or further away, too. I can use left bumper to examine an object up close, and right bumper to move out for the bigger picture. When you spot something, just say the word. I can point out suspicious areas with the cursor and press A to inspect them more closely. Alright, let's see what we can discover. Ooh. 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 Pipe. This is a document of some kind. There was a gun in there. Why are we not looking at the gun first? And anyways, what are we looking at here? Presidential security plan. It's a diagram of the president's security arrangements. Lead rook, second knight. Less cover for lakeside now. Eyes on this area. Rook repositioned in light of knight's injury. Nook knight to immediately escort president to plane in case of emergency. Stay frosty. We know who might be in the audience. Shows how the president's bodyguards were positioned. It even has his people's names on it. Rook and knight. They must be the two from the photo. So his bodyguards aren't natives of Zhengfa. I heard he uses some private security firm. But why not employ people from his own country? I know why not. Y'all want to hear a little Tabby Lloyd exclusive? You really know something? Sure I do. I was over at their embassy not so long back, sniffing out a story. While I'm there, one of my sources tell me that the president's got more enemies than you got hairs on your head. Including a bunch of bigwigs in the National Police Force. Interesting, so he's unable to trust his own domestic law enforcement. I wonder if one of these enemies could have been behind the attempt on his life. Doo-doo-doo. But what was it doing dumped here in that bag? Man, if only there was nothing else like a gun in there that we could also take a look at. You raise an interesting point. It's a document relating to a matter of national security. It would surely be highly classified. Huh? Hey, there's something else in here. Really? Like a gun. What? My. What's a gun doing in here? Sir, this bag, it's gotta belong to the... Yes, it could well have been disposed by our would-be assassin. A revolver would have taken a lot of nerve to dump it here amid all the chaos. Could this be the work of a professional? That would explain the security plan too. I think we need to take a very close look at our latest find. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, definitely what I was focused on. This part is called the grip. Thank you. I've held a few guns in my time, though they've never felt quite right in my hand. You've shot someone, Edgeworth. Let's be real. You've shot somebody. Maybe unintentional, and maybe you weren't the one that pulled the trigger, but you've shot somebody. This one is no exception. Two spent bullets in the cylinder, matching the 2 gunshots heard on the recording. That proves it. This must be the weapon that was used. You also shot someone? Oh no. Oh no, Ame, please. This is a laser sight. It can be lined up with a target to make aiming a bit easier. If I press this here... Man. Thank God he didn't pull the trigger. Yep, definitely a red laser. Could the assassin have used a laser sight to target the president? And why does this remind me of something? I think it's time to go over the information we've collected so far. Revolver data, jotted down in my organizer. That bag was a real find, huh? You've got to show. A bag in the hand is worth 2 in the trash. Nice work, detective. Now, there's something else I'd like to ask of you, if you don't mind. I need you to take the bag and the gun to forensics and see if they can find any prints. On it, sir. Good set of fingerprints could really help this investigation along. Got the result. What the f... Huh? How? Was I just standing? That was quick. You bet it was. Told the text it was ultra super high priority. But, they came up empty. I don't believe you. And they checked everywhere? Inside and outside, top to bottom, sir. They even took the bullets out of the gun and dusted them. I should have known it wouldn't be that easy. This one inside looks almost brand new. I imagine it was placed here recently. What's it say? 50 yards to the Gordy Museum. And 70 yards to the... never mind. What's the matter, detective? Just read it, will you? 70 yards to the boathouse. It was like a million years since the whole sorry affair unfolded. Fond memories, detective. Yeah, fond memories, sir. Nice. Television truck appears to be stuck in the mud. Reminds me of the time I pushed your car out of that ditch, sir. Then you just drove away and left me there. Gotta admit, felt kinda lonely. That's pretty fucking funny. Did I do that? I think I might have. You came back though, Mr. Edgeworth. Only left me in the mud for maybe 15 minutes? I know you'd never forget about me, sir. Of course I wouldn't, barring those 15 minutes anyway. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. Would you like my big entrance? Bet I really am your hero now, huh? Well, your evidence helped things along, certainly. Hey, I'm the second Yatagarasu, remember? All in a day's work. Kinda wish I could have showed you how far I've really come with the whole great thief thing, though. The training you mentioned? About that. Don't worry, I haven't stolen anything yet, I promise. So the whole great thief thing is just on hold, for now anyway. That's a relief, I suppose. Yeah, I wanted to get out there and start stealing back the truth like my dad. But I've still got a ways to go with my training, and I need to find some partners in crime. Hope she means that figuratively. I can't be the only girl in the world looking to pull off the most daring heist ever attempted. True, but not many people are looking to pull off a career in larceny either, I'd wager. Yep, no doubt about it. If you compare the pic I took to the newspaper clipping, the red birthmark stands out like a sore thumb. That's a contradiction, alright. Indeed, though I very much doubt it's due to a birthmark suddenly appearing. Oh, that reminds me. I might have to steal that line of yours. The road to the truth is paved with seemingly trivial thefts. Funny. I don't remember that being the exact sequence of words I used. Why just rob a house when you can rearrange the furniture too? You may call it rearranging, but I call it irretrievably corrupting. Good. Good. I mean, we have the obvious. I have solved the mystery of the red birthmark. Really? So it wasn't a bug bite? No, what we're dealing with isn't something that would itch for a day and then disappear. It is in fact the beam of a laser sight. Then our killer was aiming to shoot the president square in the forehead. And shortly after this picture was taken, a second shot rang out. Yeah, it's gonna do more than itch. Indeed, I fear the president may be in even more danger than we thought. And that gun we found was the weapon used in the crime. Revolver data updated in my organizer. Why would the perp use a laser sight, though? He's right. You'd stand out like crazy using something like that. Pew pew pew! It's not like you just go around shooting lasers all over the place. Thank you, Kay. No, and anyone who saw it could trace it right back to the shooter. Seems like a pretty bad idea all around. Oh, I almost forgot. I took a couple more pictures. Maybe the laser sight's in one of them. It's a long shot, but it's worth a look at least. Alright, Kay, let's see those other pictures. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Let's see. First up, here's one I took just before everything started going south. Aww. What a cute little selfie. It might be more useful to us as half the frame wasn't taken up with your face. Edgeworth, please. Can you blame me for wanting to get a selfie with the president? Wow. Someone is about to shoot Winston Payne. Luckily for you, this was right before the gun went off. Yeah, this game has been very silly so far. And this one I showed you before is from just after the first shot was fired. The second shot came just seconds after this. Then there's... What's this? I can hardly see anything. I got knocked over when everyone started running right after that last picture. Guess I must have pressed the shutter by accident. Not sure this one's gonna be much use, kid. And that's all of them. K's photographs data updated in my organizer. Time to take a closer look. Let's examine the picture from before the shooting. Is there any hint of the laser sight here in this picture? Boom!
Take that!
There! I see it. What is it, sir? Look closely at the person with the red hood. Whoa, there it is. Indeed, that's our laser sight right there. So that's our perp. The one with the red hood must be the shooter, yes. We found them, and all thanks to yours truly. Indeed, you led us right to the greatest treasure of all, Miss Great Thief, the truth. Hee hee! You may have captured our would-be assassin in one of your other pictures, too. Let's take another look. Our red-hooded suspect could be in another picture of these photographs from after the shooting. Is the person with the red hood here somewhere?
Take that!
Look, right there. A red jacket. That must be our suspect. Looks like they took advantage of the confusion to make their getaway. Luckily, we can see exactly where they were headed. Ah, the samurai dog stand! Precisely, which means they escaped towards the right-hand side of the spectator area. Detective Gumshoe! On it, sir. Consider it cleared. Good. I'm counting on you. We have you now, my little Red Riding Hood. What the fuck did we talk about? Oh no. The entire park is cordoned off, and we know which way you went. Now it's simply a matter of hunting you down. Now, let us continue our investigation. There's evidence here somewhere. All we have to do is find it. I can move. Can't improve after it has a wolf persona? Oh no. I don't want to think about that, Zelga. I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Sorry, that's not as good as I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Hello, Zeal. Your face is evidence? Shit, man. Never thought I would do that. Exactly, Lynn. That's what needs to be said here. $3. It's a flimsy-looking food stand made of plywood, and it sells samurai dogs. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got $1.50 if, you know, you're not actually suggesting I subsidize you eating on the job. Oh, I didn't mean to. That is, maybe when we're done? Fine. When we have finished investigating, you can have one. And only one, understood? Like talking to a child. You can have one. Sorry, sir, I never should have. Wait, did you say I could have one? Yes. Why, is something the matter? No, it's just, I wasn't expecting you to. Thanks, sir. So like how no one in this world knows what a red dot is, or does that say more about the real world we live in? Oof. It says samurai dogs, now with sakura relish, just in time for spring. Sakura, huh? What does that taste like? Well, sakura is cherry blossom, so I guess maybe cherries? But blossoms are blossoms and cherries are cherries, sir. They're totally different things. But you're right, I suppose. So what does sakura really taste like? This is my kind of mystery. The puddle reflects the clear blue sky. All that remains of the rain. You're a regular poet, sir. Very funny, detective. How would you describe it then? Let's see, a pool of water left behind after a real heavy downpour. Just like I get left behind after a real heavy dose of Mr. Edgeworth. I would say don't give up on your day job, but it seems you don't have that down, detective. There's something red down there. Detective Gumshoe, can you see what that is under the stand, please? There's something down there, alright? Let's see. A red raincoat. This must be the one the suspect was wearing. They must have taken it off and hid it under there before they made their escape. What's this? A red button. Hey, do you think... Could it have been dropped by a red-hooded suspect? Yes, it certainly seems likely. There's nothing unusual about the left sleeve. Nope, it's on inside out, and the button's still attached. Seems entirely too neat to have been removed in a hurry and thrown on the ground. But the right sleeve... The sleeve, it's inside out. The button is missing inside. Mostly, fuck off. The button is missing too. The button we found seems to have come from this raincoat. Must have been pulled loose when the killer took it off. Huh? The right sleeve's inside out too. Seems it was removed in a hurry, fast enough to tear a button off, no less. I surmise our assassin disposed of the gun and bag in the trash immediately after shooting at the president, and then slipped into the panicked crowd and moved from the left to the right side of the spectator area. This was because they knew the trajectory of the bullet would point to a shooter on the left side. Finally, they removed the raincoat and hid it under the samurai dog stand. The killer would have needed to get rid of the coat as soon as possible, hence its hurried removal. The fact that the right sleeve is inside out is a testament to how quickly it was taken off. Yep, and that missing button. Or that and the missing button. The question, of course, is why didn't the same thing happen to the left sleeve? Oh yeah, only the right sleeve is inside out. Indeed, and the button on the left sleeve is still securely attached. So, what does this mean, Mr. Edgeworth? For to answer that question, Detective, we'll need to inspect the raincoat in more detail. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Why is this flat as a fucking pancake? This is not a real coat. It's a bright red raincoat, sir. Red as red can be. That's how you iron your coats. But it does, it doesn't get this flat. Like, this is like a piece of cardboard. The sight of it is getting me kind of fired up, I gotta say. Quite the raging bull, aren't you, Detective? That's me, sir. I'm always ready to charge into action. Yes, or to my defense. The right sleeve is inside out, and you can clearly see where the button was torn off. Yes, whoever discarded this raincoat did so in quite a hurry. Speaking of which, Zeal, for Evo in June, I think the early bird ticket prices are through like the end of this month and a little bit into February. So just keep that in mind if we'll be doing Evo again. Let's take a closer look at the inside of this raincoat. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. Blood? This is a blood stain. And considering where it is located, I'd say the blood belongs to our would-be assassin. So we're looking for someone with an injury. Not just any injury, Detective, an injury on their left arm. Huh? How do we know that? It's simple. The right sleeve is inside out, suggesting that the suspect removed the raincoat in a hurry. Conversely, the left sleeve is just as we would expect it to be. Therefore, the suspect's left arm was never in the sleeve in the first place. And once we understand that, everything else falls into place. Now, Detective, there's a blood stain on the left side lining of the raincoat because the suspect's arm was too injured to fit through the sleeve. Precisely. Or at least we can say that there is a good probability that was the case. The pieces are starting to fall into place. Bum, 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 bum. Detective Gumshoe, I need you to go and search the crowd for likely suspects. Yes, sir. Suspicious characters with injured left arms, coming right up. You're even smarter than you look, Ruffles. Taking all them itty-bitty pieces and putting them together like that, you'll have your man in no time. That's Mr. Edgeworth for you. The park is still cordoned off, so our would-be assassin should be in that crowd somewhere. Don't let me down, Detective Gumshoe. March 25th, 3:27 p.m. Gourd Lake, spectator area. Mr. Edgeworth, we found someone who fits the bill perfectly, sir. Way to nab the assassin, Gummy. Hold on, Kay. It's a little soon to be jumping to conclusions. For the moment, they're a person of interest and nothing more. Understood? Okay, no jumping. But he's our shooter, sir. I'm sure of it. He's the guy who tried to take out the president. In broad daylight, surrounded by a crowd of witnesses, this is no ordinary assassin. Bring him over here, detective. Carefully. Yes, sir. Come on, boys. You heard Mr. Edgeworth. In all caps. Fucking no. Holy shit. No umbrella. The bandage on his left arm. Well, pal, state your name already. Doe. John Doe. Charmed. I'm sure. Jesus Christ. John Doe. Not a name you often hear in real life. Uh-huh. Yep, that's your name. That's correct. I know this man from somewhere. I'm sure of it. And you are Prosecutor Edgeworth. You know my name? Of course. I have been following the day's developments with some interest. Now, perhaps you'd care to explain why you've asked to speak with me. As you've been following our investigation, you're no doubt already aware of who we're looking for. So let me ask you, do you recognize this raincoat by any chance? Forgive me, but I am afraid I do not. I fucking can't with this. I see. Well, I believe its owner to be the would-be assassin we are seeking. My. Well, isn't that just shocking? And the same would-be assassin happens to have an injured left arm, just like you. All I can tell you is that I had nothing to do with this unfortunate affair. The two adversaries stare each other down, their eyes like deadly lasers. Care to tell the readers what happens next? A showdown, that's what. A battle of wits, a battle of words. Dare I let him explain any further what he thinks this upcoming battle will entail? Sure, let the man blather on. In a battle of wits, you never know if or when the other guy might be lying or just plain mistaken. But if you spot an inconsistency in a statement of theirs, you gotta present the evidence that proves it. And to do that, I'll need to first open my organizer with the right bumper, then press Y to present my evidence. And what if there ain't no inconsistencies to find? Then you change tack, press for more information, and see what you can shake loose. Indeed, I can press my opponent with left bumper. Why don't you show us how it's done, Mr. Edgeworth? Stepping up to the bat, our nation's top prosecutor. Once I am able to quietly gather my thoughts, yes. Can't believe we're cross-examining Shelley the Killer. I can understand why whoever wore the raincoat would be of interest to you. But you'll have no proof that this person is injured as you claim. My left arm may be injured, but I can still use my right. When it started raining, I simply opened my umbrella. No raincoat required. So you contend that you were not wearing a raincoat, is that correct? It is. And is that so strange? Not everyone wears one, after all. I happen to prefer an umbrella. Team Raincoat over here. They're perfect when our girl really needs to move. Heck, I don't use neither. That's unfortunate. Come rain, sleet, snow, or shine, it's my trusty parka every time. Not exactly the line of inquiry I was hoping to pursue. So you see, I am not your would-be killer. You just happen to be a different killer. And I'm not in the habit of making baseless accusations, Mr. Doe. Please, I am just a simple ice cream oh my. Forgive me, my wound seems to have become bleeding again in all the excitement. the raincoat is definitely our assassin. And said owner also has an injured left arm. I'm on to you, Mr. Doe. It's only a matter of time. Why would you say that out loud?
Hold it!
So you admit that whoever wore the raincoat is a person of interest? I know they are. I was able to follow most of your investigation from the spectator area. One never thinks one could get caught up in such an awful thing as an assassination.
Hold it!
So you'd like to see some proof that the owner of the raincoat has an injury? I would certainly expect such a renowned prosecutor to have some. I still don't understand how you know who I am. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, you're famous. You probably read about you in the newspaper. I have also been observing you and your work, lest you forget. I don't believe a word he says. If I can prove he's lying, we'd be one step closer to apprehending our shooter.
Hold it!
It looks like quite a serious injury, Mr. Doe. How long ago did it happen exactly? Oh, not long. That's all you're going to say on the subject? Well, it certainly made serving ice cream more difficult. And stopped me from holding my umbrella while I work.
Hold it!
And yet, you don't seem to have an umbrella on you at the moment. Didn't the rain stop only a short while ago, just before the shooting? It did indeed. I remember because I was suddenly inundated with customers. That was less than an hour ago. You're trying to tell me you lost your umbrella in that short of span of time? Yes, that is exactly what I'm trying to tell you. After all, it only takes a moment for someone to steal an umbrella, especially in a crowd of that size. That's entirely possible, I suppose. I had my umbrella when it was raining, Mr. Edgeworth. That is a fact. And then he lost that umbrella to the crowd, huh? Guess it's just one of those things. I suppose you're going to tell me that his wound reopening is just one of those things, too. Well, it, kinda is, no? The assassin's left arm is injured. As is Mr. Doe's. Why, it's even bleeding as we speak. You're right, that is pretty suspicious. Nonetheless, we need to find something concrete that will link Mr. Doe to the crime. Just press right bumper to open my organizer and look over all the evidence again. Alright, so... no proof that this person is injured as you claim. We have... the blood. The blood!
Objection!
Objection! You seem like a careful man, Mr. Doe, but not quite careful enough. After all, you left something behind, something of vital importance. I'm afraid you must have me confused with somebody else. The coat does not belong to me. Or do you claim to have some kind of proof to support your accusation? Your arm isn't troubling you too much, I hope. Your wound seems to be bleeding again. I'll survive, although I can't pretend it's not something of an inconvenience. You have my deepest sympathies, because if it wasn't bleeding quite so badly, you could have perhaps made a clean getaway. What exactly are you insinuating? As we have already established, whoever wore the raincoat is injured. And now I can prove that person was you. With this decisive piece of evidence. I like how I really like how the ice cream is the one sweating and melting. You see, Mr. Doe, there is a small amount of blood on the inside of this raincoat. Blood that belongs to our assassin. Oh, goodbye. Ha! What? How? What? This is some supernatural ice cream. Attempted murder of a foreign leader? Causing a diplomatic incident? They'll throw the book at you. You can give us the silent treatment all you like, but we don't need you to talk. A simple blood test will give us the answer we require. All it takes is for us to compare the blood on your bondages with that on the coat, and that will be that. We have the evidence, why don't you make it easier on all of us and come clean? Admit that you were the one who attempted to assassinate the president of Zhangfa. I am not your assassin. You're stubborn, I'll give you that. But if this were a game of chess, you would already be in checkmate. Now do the honorable thing and admit defeat. He doesn't look like a man with no moves left to play. Very well, you have me. I'll admit it, I was wearing the raincoat. He confessed! Say the word and I'll slap the cuffs on him right now. But I did not shoot at the president. What? Mr. Edgeworth, the only thing you have proven is that I was wearing a particular raincoat. As far as I'm aware, that is not a crime. I am no sample. Alright, shit, I freaking just butchered that. I am no assassin. I am a simple ice cream seller. One who happened to be wearing a red raincoat while watching the president speak. I was as surprised as anyone when his bodyguards sprang into action and the shots rang out. That's when the spectators panicked and started running and screaming for their lives. Now, are you finally satisfied that I am telling the truth? As if your story stinks. You don't scare me. The evidence is on our side, you know. Look, it's right there, plain as day. The assassin, and they're wearing a red raincoat. Intriguing, but that is not me. Oh, come on! Tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, do you really think I was the only one in the entire park wearing a red raincoat today? I do, actually. But then why? Why does he seem so sure of himself? Rebuttal!
Hold it!
A simple ice cream seller, but a knowledgeable one, I assume. On the subject of ice cream, at least. But of course, ask me anything you wish. I don't know the first thing about ice cream. You know what the most important thing about making ice cream is, of course. Mr. Edgeworth. Why, the most important thing about making ice cream is to approach it with a virtuous heart. What does virtue have to do with anything? Without proper reverence for the craft, I'm afraid all you'll ever make are sweetened crystals of ice. There, I hope you now see. I am nothing more than an ice cream seller. Write this down, everybody. If you want to sell ice cream, you must be virtuous of heart.
Hold it!
Why a raincoat? Why were you not using an umbrella? Is that so strange? It was a rainy morning. Most people were wearing a jacket of some kind. Well, I'd say it's a pretty strange choice, considering you couldn't get one of your arms into it. Better that than have one of my hands occupied by an umbrella. I had ice cream to serve after all. So now we don't own an umbrella. Then why go to such lengths to avoid testifying to that effect in the first place? Forgive me, I simply hadn't remembered until now. It's been an eventful day after all. Eventful? Well, I hardly know what else to call it, Mr. Edgeworth. The president of Zhangfei was shot at.
Hold it!
So you saw the bodyguards move before you heard the gunshots? Yes, if I recall correctly, they moved first. At least, the one on the left did. You're rather observant, Mr. Doe. I am blessed with keen eyes. The names of the bodyguards were written in the top left corner of the security plan. And the one on the left was Rook. That's correct. Bastian Rook, I believe. I expect he noticed the light from the laser sight. How does he know the guy's full name? The man is no amateur. Mr. Doe knows a little too much about the business of being a bodyguard for my liking. I'd say our friend here is no amateur either. I'd like you to append what you just said to your testimony, if you don't mind. As you wish. The bodyguard on the left, Bastian Rook was it, was especially quick to respond.
Hold it!
So the bodyguard on the left was the first to move. By the smallest fraction, yes, he reacted admirably swiftly. His name was Bastian Rook, did you say? It appears you've assessed the situation quite astutely. No more so than anybody else, I'm sure. He's good, he didn't even flinch.
Hold it!
So you yourself didn't start running and screaming? I was hardly in a position to. Oh yeah? And what position were you in? One of extreme pain. Somebody bumped right into my wounded arm. Hard. It was excruciating. I thought my eyes would pop out of my head. Yeah? Well, they clearly didn't. Of course they didn't, Kay. In any event, the shooter was wearing a red raincoat. We have photographic proof of that, and yet, Mr. John Doe here swears it wasn't him. The guy's lying through his teeth, I tell ya. No one gets away with disrespecting Mr. Edgeworth, pal. Not on my watch. Calm down, detective. We'll get the truth out of him by catching him in a lie. Yeah, so let's keep at him. He'll let something slip soon enough. Alright. Mr. Ice Cream Seller. Bodyguards been action or something. Yeah. Okay, so this was the one that got appended, so this is probably the answer in some way. Badge? No. Newspaper clipping? No. Steel Samurai Balloon? No. So I'd say, probably not. I did have to... Okay. Why not that? It's probably not going to be the photographs, but I still can't get over Mr. Squarehead. But good selfie, K. I feel like it's probably gonna be this, mainly because he wasn't supposed to know the guy's name.
Objection!
Yeah, let's go. As I suspected, you are more than what you claim to be, Mr. Doe. You overestimate me, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh? Then tell me how a simple ice cream seller knows one of the presidential bodyguard's names. But you jest, surely. You were the one who spoke their names aloud. Rook and Knight, was it?
Objection!
We only know those names thanks to the security plan. But look closely, only their surnames appear. Yet we all clearly heard you say the name Bastian Rook. How did you come to possess such information? Information we ourselves didn't have. Seems pretty darn suspicious to me. Well, how did you know? Explain yourself. It was merely a slip of the tongue. Another lie. He is the assassin, just like we said. Come on now, miss. It's a little soon to be jumping to such conclusions. Aw, that ice cream is pissed off. I did know their names, yes, and the reason for that is... well, I know Mr. Rook. He and I are acquainted. What? We have something of a connection. And his is a name I could never forget. You think we're stupid, pal? Stop lying. I am not lying. I am, as I always have been, a simple ice cream seller. And an acquaintance of Bastian Rook. Yes.
Objection!
And I suppose Mr. Rook will confirm that? It should be easy enough for him to remember his good friend, the slippery ice cream seller, correct? Please, you are more than welcome to ask him, although I think that might be difficult right now. I would imagine he's rather busy ensuring the president's safety. But I suppose you are able to speak with him, and he does deny that he and I are acquainted. How will that help you prove I was the shooter?
Objection!
If you weren't the shooter, why take off your raincoat? Because it was no longer raining. In fact, it had grown quite warm. Far better to let my wound breathe, no? Or would you rather I had let it fester? Is he actually going to worm his way out of this? What? What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Hurry up and arrest the man. He's clearly guilty. If I were you, he'd be in jail already. Shut up, Payne. You might be willing to arrest a man without sufficient proof, but I am not. No, come on, Mr. Edgeworth. There's gotta be something you can do. Shocking scenes here, as the culprit seems all but certain to escape justice. It seems the court of public opinion has spoken. Very well. As I will clearly be viewed with suspicion no matter what I say, I might as well share what I know. What you know? What's his angle here? I saw them. I saw another person with the red hood. Oh. Are you kidding? It's the person you captured in your photograph. I first noticed them just before the president's speech began. It was still raining then. Their outfit was the same color as my own, which is what drew my attention, as the laser beam that was aimed directly at the president's head. He's claiming there was another red-hooded person? Preposterous. I knew that if anyone saw me dressed similarly to this individual, I could fall under suspicion myself. And so naturally, I removed my raincoat.
Objection!
So not only did you see the assassin, but they were wearing exactly the same thing as you? Huh. How very convenient. I had thought you might find it far-fetched, hence my not mentioning it until now. I know you law enforcement people are very skeptical types. You would never have believed me. Especially not if I had said the shooter was standing right next to a certain prosecutor. Well, I know you don't mean me. I wasn't even summoned until after the shooting. No, not you, Mr. Edgeworth. Your colleague over there. Yeah! Yes, the photograph will prove it, I am sure. You see, right there, in front of the person with the red hood. That's me, yes, but what exactly are you saying? What's his endgame here? As I mentioned, I have been following your investigation with some interest, Mr. Edgeworth. While pondering the details, I noticed something strange. Strange? What exactly? Come now, a man of your talent should be more than capable of spotting a contradiction such as this. I'm afraid I don't follow. Damn. Dick Hiller is a better prosecutor than Edgeworth. The picture shows the chief prosecutor, Mr. Payne, and the shooter. But there's nothing weird about that, is there? Think carefully. The picture was taken right in the middle of the president's speech. One of the other pieces of evidence you've gathered is inconsistent with what we see here. What's Mr. Duck talking about? What? Oh, shit. Badge! I can't present profiles. Ice cream seller who's currently my prime suspect. He certainly ticks all the right boxes. Boy, does he. Okay, okay, so here's the picture. Something is inconsistent with this. Okay. Probably not. Still don't think we're at the point of the samurai yet. What's the tape? Okay. I like how it's gun, bang bang, as if the gun spoke. I'm gonna go with this, but I don't have a good reason why.
Take that!
Okay, seems I was right. Ah, of course, the tape. It contradicts the photograph. Ah, so you have noticed at last. What's he going on about, Mr. Edgeworth? Someone's missing. Someone who should be here. Huh? But who? Oh! I know where they're going for. Who indeed? The person who's missing from this photograph is... Yeah, okay. I get it. Lynn is supposed to be there.
Take that!
Huh? Miss Lloyd? How do you figure that? Mr. Payne's voice can clearly be heard on Miss Lloyd's tape. Considering that he was conducting a private conversation with the chief prosecutor. Which one way to each? Yep. She must have been very close indeed to capture it on tape. You're right, but she's not in the picture. Precisely. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you still believe that you have been hounding the right person? Miss Lloyd, would you mind answering a few questions? Whoa, y'all are fixed to put me under the microscope now? Alright, sure. Knock yourselves out. I got nothing to hide. And you'll notice, she mentioned her coat being reversible, and you can see reversible that it's red underneath. Haha. It ain't like I was standing still the whole time. Nah, I was running all over, roving reporter style, and that was a big old crowd. Guess the picture must have been taken while I was in one spot, and the tapes from when I was in another. So quick giving me the evil eye. Ain't nothing but a misunderstanding. There's no doubt about the voices on the tape. That was Mr. Payne and the chief prosecutor. I'm certain of it. Tabby wouldn't lie to us. I know she wouldn't. But if she did, that would mean that she's our perp. Will y'all quit messing with me as if I could have done a thing like that, little old me? I might be inclined to believe you if your testimony didn't contain a glaring inconsistency. It does? I thought it was pretty good. Seems I have no choice but to present her with the evidence and expose the contradiction.
Hold it!
Why would you be moving around if your main aim was to record the president's speech? What now? How do you mean? Surely the speech would have been best recorded from a single, consistent position. We'll see, that is, oh yeah, ambience. That's the word I was looking for. Gotta capture the ambience. Can't put that electric atmosphere down in print if I don't have a bunch of it on tape for inspiration. Surely all you achieved was to fill the tape with unwanted background noise. Y'all are questioning my methods now? I don't do standing still, alright?
Hold it!
You were running all over where exactly? Here, there, and everywhere, I guess. What, y'all don't know what all over means? You think I remember exactly where I was in a crowd like that? What do y'all want from me? I'd like you to at least tell us whether you were to the left or right of the stage. Left? Yeah, left, I think. The suspect in the picture was on the left-hand side, too. Coincidence?
Hold it!
So the fact that you are not in the picture is to be expected. Is that what you're trying to tell us? It surely is. I caught your pals, the prosecutors, on tape while I was in one part of the crowd. And then the picture was snapped while I was off someplace else. Look at it that way, and it all makes perfect sense. Your assertion, then, is that the picture and your recording were taken at different points in the speech. Yep, timing's everything. You learn that soon enough in this line of work. So if I can prove that the two things did happen at the same time, your entire defense will come tumbling down.
Hold it!
Evil Eye, are you suggesting that I might be attempting to intimidate a witness? Nah, I'm just suggesting that you lighten up a little. Frown that way for too long, and it'll stick. Ain't nothing so bad that a little smile can't make better, wouldn't you say, Ruffles? I'm investigating the shooting of a president, Miss Lloyd. A smile is highly unlikely to help with that. So proclaimed the prosecutor, all the while beaming from ear to ear. Paragraph ends. Perhaps what I ought to do is deploy my even eviler evil eye on her next time. I just can't get a read on her. But I don't feel like she's hiding anything super bad either. I agree that she doesn't seem to be ill-intentioned. But who knows if that means something much worse is lying just underneath. Regardless, we must put aside our immediate impressions. Her actions are on the record. And I have proof that contradicts her testimony. Alright, so... this is probably where it is. It's probably going to be the tape again.
Objection!
Yeah. Miss Lloyd, it's imperative for a reporter not to lie, wouldn't you say? You're danged right it is, and I don't lie! And yet, the photograph and the recording were definitely taken at the same time. What? You can't prove that? Oh, but I can. The evidence is right here in these pictures. This one in particular shows something that lines up with precisely when you were making a recording. Which part of the picture indicates that must have been at the same time as Miss Lloyd's recording? It's the arm, because the thing was talking about he raises his arm in defiance or whatever. Arm! See here, the president has his fist raised. And what about it? Would you be so kind as to play us the tape again? I see, it ain't that simple. What if I were to tell you that you don't have a choice? You don't make it easy, do you, Ruffles? Remember, you're concerned with the moment the president raised his fist. There, that's the moment right there. Correct. We've now confirmed when it occurred in the recording. Which means Tabby should be in the picture too. And she is, right there for all to see. Miss Lloyd is in fact the person with the red hood. What? Ah, Jesus. So you're our shooter, huh? No, I don't even own a jacket like that. That's right, from everything we know, the owner of the red raincoat is... What? Huh? We'll just start at the top? Because, like, realistically, we don't have anything indicating Tabby as the owner of the red raincoat currently. I mean, we'll probably get there once we tell her to frickin' reverse the coat, because she mentioned her coat is reversible. So, I mean, it's either John Doe or neither of them. But, like, we have already proven that the raincoat belongs to Mr. Doe. You, Miss Lloyd, were wearing something else, something that also happened to have a red hood. So there were two people with red hoods all along. Indeed, Mr. Doe's last statement was true. Wait, but we only found one raincoat. Where's the other one? Our ice cream seller never mentioned a raincoat, only a red hood. So tell us about your jacket again, Miss Lloyd. Ah. Huh? This old thing? Well, the best thing about it, like I said, is if you get mud and such on it, it's reversible, see? So you just turn it inside out and... Eek. Just as I thought. The inside of her hood, it's red. That's right. And when the incident occurred, that's the side of the hood that was visible. What's going on here? What were you really up to, pal? Wait, I never wore it that way around. Perhaps if you allow us to examine it, we could confirm that for ourselves. Y'all are going to confirm that how exactly? It was raining right up until the president's speech, correct? That much has been established already. And as you yourself said, heck, I don't use neither. Can rain sleeves to match your parka. If you haven't reversed your parka since the rain, then the inside should be dry. Wait a second now, I got this big old backpack on, see? So I can't take off my jacket. Yeah. Maybe I could show y'all some other time. Heh. You think an excuse that weak is gonna wash with Mr. Edgeworth? Aww. Well, what are you waiting for? If you're innocent, take it off and show us. It wasn't me, I swear. I never shot the danged president. I could never. That's true, Miss Lloyd. Then your best option is to cooperate and tell us the truth. Is there a particular reason why you chose to wear a parka with a red hood here today? I'm sorry, Ruffles. There's something I never told you. Something I couldn't. But I'll come clean, I promise. Just go easy on me now, you hear? Who said that? Hold your horses. It's a little soon for the end game. Ah! That goes for you too, Mr. Prosecutor. He has a hand on his lapel. You lost this one the moment you made your opening move. It's one of the men from Kay's photograph. Guess I'd better introduce myself. Hello, I have a gun. Alright, dude. My name's Bronco Knight. I'm the president's personal bodyguard. And second in command of his security detail. Eek. Point that thing someplace else, pal. What the heck's wrong with you? Sorry, can't help myself. It's just too much fun being this good. You're not a member of law enforcement, so how did you get a gun? This old girl is on loan from Zhang Fa, temporarily issued to us presidential bodyguards. Anyway, never mind that. I got two tidbits of news for you. Want the good or the bad first? Choice is yours. I'm indifferent, whichever you prefer. Really? You're giving up the first move advantage just like that? Whatever, your loss. Guess I'll push out the first pawn then. So you play a little chess, I take it. Ah, a fellow fan, are you, Mr. Red Suit? The name's Edgeworth, and you could say I dabble. Duly noted, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, I'll start with the good news. The president's okay. Didn't suffer much as a scratch. He didn't? That's a relief. Particularly for the young lady here. That means there is no longer a murder charge on the table. That is good news, huh, Tabby? Yeah, because I'd never... Now for the bad news. The only reason the president's alive is because we bodyguards did our job. One of us did, anyhow. Our boss. Put himself in the line of fire. You're referring to your colleague, Mr. Rook? Yeah, it's game over for him. No way. Rook is dead? A genuine loss. So, you're saying that Tabby... Yeah, your friend here killed my colleague, my brother in arms. Aw, heck no. I didn't do it. I didn't kill anybody. I could never. I'd shut my mouth if I were you, murderer. Did I miss something? Oh, okay, there's an extra one. Sure, we did what we had to do. Sacrifice one of our pieces to protect the king. But to lose someone like him during a castling, it's a real shame. Castling? What's that even mean? It's a chess term. Very simplistically speaking, it's a move where a rook switches places with the king. Then why didn't he just say so? Mr. Knight, was it? Yeah? What? We'll need to see the victim's body right away. And if possible, I'd like to ask the president a few questions. Sorry, no can do. And why not? That's the third piece of news, and it's the piece you're gonna like the least. I thought you'd said there were only two. The National Police Force of Zhang Fa will be handling things from here. What? You better be kidding, pal. This investigation was assigned to one of us. We're not about to hand it over. You're the Edgeworth, right? The one who solved the Yatagarasu case? The president mentioned you. I'm honored to have warranted his attention. Makes sense that the chief prosecutor would assign this one to you. Wait, did the chief assign me to appease the president? But that was a mistake. A big one. He should have given the case to somebody with a spine. Damn! You're free to take it up with President Wang, if you enjoyed diplomatic incidents, that is. You're coming with me. We'll continue this on the presidential plane. No. I never did nothing, I swear. You can do this the hard way if you'd like, but in Zhang Fa, justice is served one way or the other. Ruffles, come on, you gotta help me out here, please. Miss Lloyd? She was the one in the red hood, there's no denying that now. But I can't help feeling we still don't know the whole truth behind this case. I'm innocent, you gotta believe me. Can I really let this happen? Is this really how it ends? The look in her eyes, the crack in her voice as she begs me to help her. This is no act by a criminal. She's genuinely scared. And if I let him take her, we'll never know what really happened. Eek! Get your filthy hands off of... Quiet now. Is that really any way to greet me? Man, If only we haven't dealt with this assassin before. Hello, Pichu. Does this assassin look familiar to you? Your neck has barely begun to heal and you've already forgotten who I am. I'm disappointed. What? It's you. Ah, so you do remember. What do you think you're doing, pal? Put the knife down and give it up. You got some nerve pulling a stunt like this in front of a bunch of police officers. Don't even think about it. You don't stand a chance against this guy. He's just a bellboy? Nah, he's a ice cream seller. That's what he's been saying this entire time. Who are you really, Mr. Doe? Let's just say that I'm no simple ice cream seller. Guy's a pro, a hitman. His name's Shelly the Killer. The Killer? It's not a legal professional. There's not a legal professional in the country who doesn't know that name. Assassin capable of taking down any target, any place, anytime. This isn't the first time our paths have crossed. It's been too long, Mr. Edgeworth. But of course, this is the first time we've met face to face. You're the assassin we've been looking for? In a sense, yes. A certain someone did indeed hire me to carry out a contract. You know, I have the shell on my personage. How did you not figure this out? And that contract did indeed specify that I was to assassinate President Wang. I swear I've seen his picture in one of my old files before, but how could I have been so careless? My bandage proved useful for bringing a knife into the park undetected, but I miscalculated in certain other regards. He didn't bring a gun. Now, shall we play a little game, Mr. Knight? I know how fond you are of such diversions. The stakes must be high in order for it to be fun, of course. Shall we wager, say, your life? What do you want from me? I would like for you to allow Mr. Edgeworth to remain in charge of the case. What? What are you up to, Killer? I would simply like our mutual friend to see things through to their conclusion. Huh? But why? Bastian Rook was a man of great skill, one with whom I felt a certain connection. It was only right that the truth behind his death be brought to light. With Mr. Rook's departure, the case is now yours to investigate, is it not, Mr. Knight? I'm simply asking you to transfer that authority to Mr. Edgeworth. It's not something worth losing your life over, surely? You're just using the investigation as an excuse to get close to the president. Am I really? I suppose it is true that in order for the investigation to proceed, we will need to enter the presidential plane. You think I'm going to let you near him? I'm his chief bodyguard. Are you? And here I thought you were only second in command. Rook's not around. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me. If that is indeed the case, then I would ask that you make a choice worthy of a leader. Will you needlessly throw away your life, or will you allow the investigation to continue? Ugh. Is he really doing this to gain access to the president? Does he even need to? What is he plotting? You have no objections, I trust, Mr. Edgeworth. Come, let us continue the investigation. What do we do, sir? You'd assume we have little choice but to do as we're told. That said, listen, detective, and listen well. There's an assassin that we have been looking at. I'll buy us some time as I investigate. Meanwhile, you gather the other officers. Have them surround the plane and make absolutely certain there is no way he can escape. Yes, sir, you got it. To be continued. Oh my god. Save the progress. Alright. We're definitely going to end it here tonight. Like I said, I wasn't going to go super long, and this first case do be taking a little bit of time. Which means I am going to call it tonight. We will continue this probably tomorrow at some point. We'll probably just wrap up case 1 tomorrow. Thank you all for chilling with me. I do appreciate it. I don't really have much else. I'm gonna go to bed. So I'm gonna end stream. I don't think I'm gonna raid anybody. So yeah, thank you all. Like I said, we'll probably be back tomorrow to finish the case, and I hope you all have a good rest of your evening. Take care, and goodbye.